Before regeneration, before the new builds smoothed over Ordsall's crooked past, there was a place no one liked to mention. A small surgery set back from the road, as though it wanted to hide. A place with peeling green paint and windows too cloudy to see through. Dr. Miller, dental surgeon, that was all the sign said. But no one ever called him Dr. Miller. Not in whispers, not on the playground, not late at night when the memory of his waiting room made your skin prickle. Everyone called him Miller the Killer. The disappearances and the silence. People have been disappearing long before anyone dared link it to the dentist. Ordsall, in those days, was a place where shadows were thick and whole families could vanish between one estate and the next. But Miller's vanishings were different. Every missing person had the same slip of paper folded in their pocket, found by worried relatives clearing out drawers. Appointment confirmed. Dr. Miller, Tuesday, 4:30 p.m. Some never came home from that appointment. Some did, but came back changed. They wouldn't speak, wouldn't eat, wouldn't sleep with the lights off. One man sat perfectly still in his chair for days, his eyes fixed on nothing, whispering. He opens your mouth so you can't scream. No one took him seriously, not until he vanished from his bed the next night. The window was locked from the inside. The waiting room. People said the waiting room didn't feel empty, even when you were alone, as if someone was sitting just behind you, breathing softly against your neck. The wallpaper had water stains that resembled faces, long, distorted, as though pressed from the inside of the wall. The lights flickered constantly, but never enough to plunge the room into darkness. Just enough to give you glimpses. A shifting shadow where no shadow should be. The reflection of someone tall behind you in the glass. But when you turned, there was no one there. A faint scraping beneath the floorboards. Most dismissed it as nerves. But one child, years later, claimed he saw a pale hand curl around the edge of the surgery door and slowly retract. Dr. Miller himself. He never raised his voice, never rushed, never blinked quite enough. His eyes were pale, the color of worn-out paper, and his smile was stretched too far, as though his face hadn't been designed for it. His hands were always cold. Not dentist cold, not clinical cold, cold like something that had never known blood. He would guide you into the chair with a steady grip on your shoulder that lingered a second too long, as though taking measure of you. The black room. Behind the surgery was a second room patients weren't supposed to see. No windows, no natural light. A room no one admitted existed. But some saw it by accident. A door left ajar, a handle not fully closed. Inside was darkness so complete it looked like a hole cut into the world. Not a room, an absence. Those who glimpsed it said shadows moved in there. Not cast by anything, moving of their own accord, shifting like tall, thin figures leaning closer. Once, a teenage girl swore she heard breathing from that room, but not human breathing. Too slow, too deep, as though something ancient was asleep and dreaming of her. She didn't return for her follow-up appointment. Her mother later found her appointment card on the kitchen table, the corner soaked in something dark, though no liquid had spilled. The night, everything ended. One stormy night, the neighbors heard a scream, a drawn-out, strangled sound that cut through the rain. Then the lights in the surgery flared white. The building shook. Some people swore they saw Miller standing in the doorway of the surgery, tall and still, rain running off him like he was made of stone. Behind him, something moved. A cluster of long shadows stretching across the floor. Reaching, grabbing, pulling. The lights snapped off. By morning, the building was empty. Not abandoned. Empty. No equipment. No files. No records. No chair. Only the faint smell of old earth and something metallic. The back wall, where the black room had been, was cracked as though something inside had pushed too hard or tried to climb out. They demolished the building within the week, but they never filled in the foundations. What people still say, old residents of Ordsall won't walk past that spot after sunset. They say the ground is warmer there than anywhere else, as if something still breathes beneath it. Some have heard soft tapping under the pavement, a rhythm, like tap, 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 a dentist's tool, calling someone forward. And late at night, when the estate is quiet, a voice rises from the dark. Next patient,